I'm understanding what you say, but listening to your other shows versus blue collar versus white collar and all that stuff, when I think of a high value man, whether it's white collar or blue collar, I just think of a man who has standards. And not saying that my son's father wasn't a good person or whatever. I should have left when I had a chance to, which is true.
But you had a
Honestly, I
baby with
didn't
him.
think.
You had a baby with him.
Well,
And what kind of, and
it's no
what did he
excuses.
do for a living? What was his job? What was his job title?
Well, he's in construction welding, but it's like temp job. But
So he
he
was not
comes from
fully
a
employed, oh,
well-off
ma'am. He was not fully employed. You said temp
No,
jobs. That
he
means not
wasn't,
full,
but he's the
ma'am.
type of
Not fully employed, meaning 2,000 hours a year. Temp job means temporary, meaning not full. He was not fully employed. You
I
had
mean,
it.
not arguing with you.
I
I'm
know you're not. I'm
totally
just getting the
listening to
facts.
you.
I'm just getting the stuff straight. You were dealing with a man. You were having unprotected sex with a man who was not fully employed, and you had a child by a man who's not fully employed. He may be a nice guy. I'm not. I'm certainly not gonna run him down. I don't do that. But what I'm saying is, men are looking at the chaotic details of a woman's life, and they're not high value. A man with standards will not touch this. And it sounds like the man you're talking about that you had a child with did not even meet your minimum qualifications for your standard for you to stay. So how are you
I
talking on
take
high
my
value?
faults. Sir, I take my faults. I understand completely what you're saying. Like I said, I did have a child by a man who was
Ma'am,
working at the temporary job. So
the man you had a child with is not even up to your minimum standard for you to remain with him.
this is 5 years ago. I'm not I'm not giving no excuse. Like I said, when I had a chance to leave, I should have left.
I'm sorry. I just let's do that again. I don't get it, man. I just don't. I don't get it. We have so many women running around talking about high value this, high value that, and you don't have no high value, man. He ain't even high enough value for you to stay with him. Mm-mm. I'm tired.
It's so funny because at the ending of this conversation, this woman sat there and said, I'm not, it was 5 years ago. And also, I'm not trying to make any excuses, but that's literally what she's doing. The man that she was with wasn't a high value man.
Who are you? It was a big mess, and I'm just like, I just don't need it. I feel like I'm young enough to move on and
So
to find someone.
what's the oldest man you would want to date?
I would say 35, and
30.
I think that's why he said it.
Okay. And do you want to be married?
I do.
All right. Do you want to have children one day?
I absolutely do. Yes,
How many?
4 or 3.
Okay. And what city do you live in?
Kansas City, Missouri.
All right. Midwest. So, do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant with your first child?
I would say, yeah. I realize that we live in a world that it's almost required nowadays to live comfortably. So I wouldn't mind. I would definitely do that.
I said, do you want to have to though?
I don't want to have to, but I know realistic, I would.
Here's the problem with that answer. Most relationships break up. Uh, Money is cited as a problem, and women who say they wouldn't mind really do mind. And I'm just trying to ask you, what do you want? You mean you want to work until you're pregnant? You want to be on your feet working through the eighth month, 8 month and 2 weeks. Then you want to take off the last 2 weeks, go into labor, have a child, and then 12 weeks after you have that child, you want to go back to work. And then you want to do that again and get pregnant 3 to 6 months in the line and then do that again. And then another 3 to 6 months, get pregnant and do that again. And
Yeah,
have three kids in daycare.
I have a profession between photography and massage that I can take my kids with me.
Oh, shit. Here we go. Where it at? Massage therapist. God damn it. Are you an actress too? Yes.
No, I said photography and
Oh, of course.
massage.
So you don't have a real job. You don't have a real job.
Oh,
Sorry, man. My ex-wife was a massager. You don't have a real job. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm just getting. I know what I'm talking about. So all this, you don't mind working. You ain't trying to. Anyway, um, let's get right to the rubber meets the road. How much would a man need to be able to make to support a family and a wife with 3 kids to give him a middle class lifestyle?
I would say 2K, 250, maybe, yeah, 250, maybe in the Midwest.
Okay, it's closer to 350, but that's all right. Um, I'm still trying to be stuck on the fact that you're okay, but I'll take it that. But the thing is, you don't have a profession where you're going into work. So when you're thinking of work, you mean you would be all right trying to give deep tissue massages at 8 weeks at 8 months pregnant?
That's when I will do for more photography work.
Right. You're hoping you would do more photography work. How much money have you made as a photographer?
Um, around 30,000.
Over what period of time?
A year.
$30,000 in 1 year. How much did you make as a massage therapist?
I'm still getting into that right now.
All right. So you're living on $30,000 a year.
Well, I also have a main job with doing post
You said
office, but yeah,
you said I mean, okay. How much do you make annually?
I make plus the around 80.
What's your main job?
Post office.
Government work.
Yes.
All right. Why is all this relevant, man? Because I need to understand how long have you been working for the post office?
I've been doing that for about 5 years now.
All right. So, and are you in the office? You a letter carrier? What kind of stuff we're talking about?
Letter carrier.
All right, ma'am. You're not. I find it hard to believe you want to be pregnant carrying letters at 8 months pregnant. And do you know anybody with children? Do you know anybody with kids?
Yeah, I have a lot of friends with kids.
How much is uh newborn newborn care monthly?
Say it again.
How much is newborn care monthly? Like daycare, that
Um,
kind of stuff. How much is that cost for a newborn?
I know some people I spoke to say it's about maybe 300, 200 a week, so roughly around almost 1,000.
For newborn care? Uh, do some Google searching, but I think your number is low.
No, I
Oh,
wouldn't
okay,
think
ma'am.
so.
I already have. I have a kid. I know the business. I'm talking. I didn't ask you questions. I don't ask questions I don't know the answer to. I just say I want you to go find it out yourself. But anyway, let's see. it sounds admirable, but if 3 kids in the Midwest, you're going to, if you're still looking for somebody to make $250,000 to supplement your income of whatever you're making, how much would you want to have to make annually in addition to your husband's income? How about that?
I want to make 100K.
What percentage of women in this country make $100,000 or more? What percentage of women in this country make $100,000 or more annually?
I'm not sure.
Guess.
Roughly 60.
See what I mean, guys? Women don't know cost. 3% of women in this country make 3 to 4% of women in this country make $100,000 or more, and you say 60.
I'm almost there.
You just skipped over something that was very important to tell me how close you are. 3 to 4% of women in this country make 6 figures, and you're saying you're almost there. Congratulations, but and I mean no disrespect to what I'm about to say. I really need you to understand. I mean no disrespect, but the bulk of your income comes from unskilled labor. It comes because you're employed by the federal government. You didn't negotiate that salary. You didn't do any. You didn't go get any special skills to earn that money. You apply for a well-paying job with government benefits. But if you were to lose that job, do you have the skills to make $100,000 a year? And the answer is no. That's what I need you to understand.
Right.
And I need everybody to understand what your skills are worth. So I think you need to rearrange your idea of what money is, because you thinking women are that making that much money is incredible. And why it's all important is because how old would a man need to be making around $250,000 a year?
I would say upper 30s.
Mm, upper 30s. Right.
38,
Right.
40.
So again, if you want a man who's a higher earner, you're gonna have to deal with older men.
And that's why I called in, just to
So,
see the connection. Could there be a connection on dating an older guy? Because we have totally different
well, the
interests.
thing is, you're gonna have to get on his. Well, the thing is, the connection is not for. It's for you to get on his plan. He's the commodity. He's the prize in this scenario. He's the catch, because he's the one that will be carrying the bulk of the financial load for the family, right?
Hmm.
So, um, I don't care about love and chemistry or anything like that. Marriage is a practical thing. It's a business.
Hmm.
So what you're talking about is makes no sense to me, especially when you start putting financial restraints on it. Um, are you used to men chasing you?
No, no. I think that
I mean,
these
it's not. I mean, I'm
last
just.
two have been,
Go ahead.
they went after me,
Huh?
but no, I'm not used to it.
See, and what I said about getting on, it's a woman's job to look and see how she can nest in a man's situation. It's my job to provide a place for you to nest. I mean, if a man's having to go out and make $250,000 $300,000 a year, he's putting in hard work,
Hmm.
long hours. He doesn't have time to try to romance you and all this other kind of stuff. He's putting in 12, 14-hour days. And this is one of the problems. I think so many of you young ladies really don't know what it takes to make the kind of money you're talking about. Think the kind of money you're talking about is a lot more available and easy. Case in point, you think 60% of women, thought that was a reasonable number to say 60% of women in the country make over $100,000. Then where are the poor women if the majority of women are making over six figures? You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And at 26, you should have a far more grown up look on life and relationships. If you want to have a middle class standard of life and due respect, you didn't go to college, right?
Yes, I did.
Did you graduate?
Yes.
And then you went to work at the post office?
Yeah, I was going into management,
What's your degree in?
accounting.
How much student loan debt are you in?
I'm not in much. Roughly 10,000.
Okay. Why didn't you use your degree?
I just couldn't really get into anything, and that was a easy
You
job.
graduated. You graduated on time.
Did I graduate on time? No.
What year did you graduate?
Graduated 2015.
5 years, man. You graduated on time, roughly. So in 5 years, you couldn't find an accounting job.
No, I couldn't.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
No.
Stop.
No, I really couldn't.
Listen. You went to college to get a degree for nothing then. And this is why dad is so important. There's no way in hell you should have gone to college, get a degree in accounting to go work at the post office. See, if you told me I couldn't get a job right out of school and I needed to pay bills, that's one thing. But you should have still been looking for an entry-level accounting job anywhere. But you took the easy path, the government money. But unfortunately, ma'am, that means zero on your resume. If they were to lay you off next month, you would be an entry level worker anywhere. You wasted 5 years of employment time. I get it. The money is probably more at the post office than you could have made as an entry level accountant. But that's short term.
Mm-hmm.
See, if you had been doing entry level accounting stuff, you could have actually been in a position to run accounting out of your home, a bookkeeper or something like that. Non-physical labor that you could do for a husband or a business, not physical labor as a massage therapist, not creative work that's extremely competitive and low end like photography. See, this is the difference with what a lot of non-black people do. Women are actually saying, you know what? I'll have a degree that can I actually work for someone, but I can also translate and work from home as a housewife. Or if my husband owns a business, I can be his bookkeeper. But you have no experience in that. And that's a gap. That's where men are so important because we don't allow you to just get out here and flutter around like you guys are doing just because the money is better.
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
I know. So when did you stop looking for a job in accounting?
For a while, once I
Exactly. So you didn't even try, man. You stopped trying.
Right.
Okay. So what I need you to hear is the kind of man you're talking about is a man that's driven. The top 5% of men in this country earn the kind of money you're talking about. The top 5%. And you're saying that I work at the post office. I'm a massage therapist working at the post office. I'm a photographer and I'm trying to become a massage therapist. And you're talking to a man who's structured, disciplined, and a high earner. and your stuff is all over the place. That's why when you said it, I already did 3 broadcasts on women that high value men avoid, and it's because of this chaotic kind of flighty mindset. Men like the guys I described cannot see how you would be an asset to him. As what could he turn over to you? Even if he had a business, what could he turn over to you? What could you run for the business, for the family?
I
So
mean, yeah.
so what I'm saying is, why are you becoming a massage therapist?
It's a business that is in my family, and eventually is going to be passed down to me. I'm a spa, so just gonna get into that trade.
Somebody already owns the business?
Yes,
Who?
my mom.
Can't make this shit up. So you're going to go get a massage. You're going to go get licensed with the state. How much is the average? How much is an hour massage in your city?
The average massage would be on the high end 80, so around 60, 75.
Yeah, 60, 75 at Massage Envy. $45, 45 to 50 at Massage Envy. So you'd have to, ma'am, my ex-wife was this, and I'm telling you, it's not a profitable business. It's a business of flexibility.
Mhm.
So, um, this is fine as a single woman. Um, Post office, photographer, massage, but you don't really have sound like you even have time to date with all this other stuff going on. Yeah, I would say book a session. There's too much going on here. I mean, but I don't foresee this ending well. Especially if your mom is a massage therapist.
No,
Do you have
she
any?
just
Do you have
she
any
she owns a
sisters?
she owns a spa. Yeah, I
Okay.
own a sister. She just moved down to Dallas.
Right. And where are all the men in your family?
My two brothers are
How
one
old
just
are they?
came back
How old are they?
um 20 28, and then one is 25.
They're not men yet. You got a bunch. You book a session. Um, because if you don't correct this ship and get a course, a ditch is very likely in the future. Because it sounds to me like you have a family full of creatives, and no male structure. I've seen this picture before many times, many, and it doesn't end well.
Okay,
Uh, all right.
thank you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Spellline News. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to give respect to the fallen legend Papa Kevin Samuels for his good work he has done to the community and for bringing out the Black Women Society and the Black Men Society in the community to light up the world of those who are looking for relationship, feminism, marriage, divorce. You want to divorce, you want to go back to your man and other stuff and working areas, communication skills. Here you go. If you have a youth and you really think that they could listen to this, I think this would be the best channel to search and listen to. And Mr. Kevin Samuels had more amazing work and more amazing videos that you would recommend someone or your kid or your relative to watch and to pick out a leaf in it. So today we are going to look at this lady. One thing I've loved, let me first put the good thing aside. What I've loved about this lady. One, she's this kind of a person who will sit and listen to what Mr. Kevin is telling her. Then that's when she'll have to come and react on the same thing. Not like others who always come in and they feel like uh they feel like what they are speaking is the reality. But this lady, she was very calm. she was coming down so that Mr. Kevin can speak, then she will speak later. Actually, those are manners. I would rate her at least 80% on that. She respected that someone is sure. She could keep quiet so that the other one can answer, can speak. Then after she will speak later alone. Not like other ladies that come into the show. Yes, Mr. Kevin's, I had your narcissist. You put ladies down. You do this. No, whatever they were telling her, she could first listen. Then that's when she would have to answer whatever they are telling her. And first of all, before that, she said she's a massage therapist, or she works in a spa. In actual sense, when people come out and they say they do massage, they do spa stuff, we all know what happens there. So there is a way the community takes that work to be kind of prostitute work. Am I right? There is a way people take it. Actually, when you tell someone, you know what, I work in a spa, um, I deal in massage, they think you go for unseen or uncalled things, because what comes in, okay, to the people who go there, they believe that everyone is there. They are prostitutes. Why? Because of this issue of saying there is happy ending in there. What they do that side, what really happens, the massage part. How can you massage someone who's not your man? But then, okay, most of them judge this work, but not knowingly that someone can work there, but they are not prostitutes. And this is a business whereby someone is running their business. And she was proud of saying it. Yeah, I do massage, I do this, I work here, you know. I love the fact that she's being open, however much her type of job is judged in the society or in other way or the other. But she was open, not like these people who come in and they pretend around. But she was so open about what she was telling, and she was so frank. However, there is a way people how they judge that job. And I love the way, even when you to see this interview, unlike the other, Mr. Kevin came down and was like, okay, this is what you do and this is what I think. And I like the calmness of the lady. And yeah, I would lend her 80%. So, one lesson in this video, you should be proud of what you do until you reach the top. But if you're not open to yourself, the world is not going to be open to you, and there is no way you're going to sit and form yourself out to be a better person until when you sit and be like, yeah, this is me, and if I need to work upon me, I need to work hard and bring the new me to the system and be me and do whatever I have to do, not to hide out. And always listen to the truth, what they tell you. Don't ever run to the lies, because lies don't bring out a life, or lies don't bring out a person. Yeah, that brings us to the end of today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and may Mr. Kevin's name stay forever and the legacy stay forever. Bye bye. Love you all. Stay tuned.